Hi everyone. I wanted to do an intro video for week 5 for fundamentals of college writing. Once you're on week 5, you'll see our agenda as per usual up here at the top with the names of the assignments and the due dates for each one. The first thing that you're going to be doing is watching this video on being a procrastinator. And once you've watched that video, you are going to do an assignment here, which is due Wednesday. The first thing you're going to be summarizing the video, and then the rest of these questions get you to reflect on what the speaker said and how the things that he talked about may or may not connect to your own life. And of course, the goal here would be to identify any issues that you may have with procrastination and to take the necessary steps in order to eliminate those hurdles. You've probably noticed a trend so far in this class where we like to think about what it means to be successful and the best ways to do that, which are, finding ways to be productive, finding ways to manage your time well. So we're kind of continuing on that thread by watching this TED Talk. The next thing you're going to be doing is a peer review activity. And just to clarify, because you're in fundamentals, you will be doing two peer review activities, one for Comp 1 and then the second for fundamentals. Now, they are the same, it's the same questions, but you'll need to make sure that you choose a different person. You should not obviously be providing feedback to the same person twice. Use this as an opportunity to make sure that everyone is getting at least one set of eyes on their paper. Ideally, by doing this activity twice, hopefully you'll receive two sets of feedback, and then you're doubling your chances of potentially receiving some good tips for how to revise your project. So you need to post your draft to the discussion board by Wednesday, and then the feedback itself is due Friday. I talk a little bit more about the peer review process in the intro to week 5 video I made for Comp 1, so I'm not going to repeat those things here. Moving on, I'm going to have you review a couple more student samples. This is something that we did in Comp 1, but I am using this as an opportunity to go into a little bit more detail. One of the best ways to improve as a writer is just to read a lot, actually, and especially read strong examples of what you are going to be doing. There are very few people who can sit down and write something that they've never written before and do a good job of it. And so looking at how other people have decided to approach that task, and especially examples that do a good job. All of these examples, they're not perfect, but they're doing a lot of things really well. And so I have a series of prompts here that will get you to compare a couple of these student samples. I've included 3. Now, these are the student samples that I took from the Student Success Gallery from our Comp 1 Blackboard page, but I've included them here as well. I only need you to read 2. So you can pick the 2 that you want to read, and a lot of these prompts are asking you to compare which of the 2 student samples you think is doing a better job at certain things. And hopefully by reading these strong samples, you will be made aware of the changes that you may need to make to your own writing. And then finally, the last assignment for this week is something called a perfect paragraph. Now, this is maybe something you've done before. It's actually something that's fairly new for me. I'm going to try it out a little bit and see how it goes. But what we're doing here is actually, I'm just going to read through this to you. I think that may be better. So when writing a long essay, it can be hard to avoid making mistakes. Side note, like even professional writers make plenty of mistakes. That's why editors exist. So even if you take the time to revise and edit your paragraphs, your papers, sorry, there's a good chance that you'll still have issues with grammar, punctuation, and spelling, among other things. In this assignment, you'll be developing a perfect paragraph, or in other words, you'll be working to make a paragraph of your choice as good as it can be. The purpose of this assignment is to develop your ability to write a strong paragraph and to identify and fix sentence level errors. This assignment is actually going to have two parts. This week we're only doing part one. You'll be doing part two next week. Part one is you're going to be creating and uploading a perfect paragraph, and this is due Sunday by 11:59. I break down that process into three steps. First, you should read through your draft of writing project two and select the paragraph that you think is the best, the one that is makes the most sense, is the clearest, has the fewest number of errors. Pick your best paragraph. From there, you are going to read through that paragraph again and attempt to eliminate every single error. So this won't be just a casual glance over the paragraph. Really read the paragraph closely and try to make it as perfect as you can. And I give you some tips here on that. But once you have made that paragraph as perfect as you think it can be, you are going to upload it as a separate document to this assignment link up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to read over your perfect paragraph and give you very thorough feedback on it. And then next week, you're going to revise that paragraph to make it even better. And sort of the thought process behind this is that it can be hard to edit a full paper. It's hard to identify every single little issue that needs to be addressed when you are writing a 3, 4, 5, 6 page paper. This way, you're kind of blocking out some of the noise. You're just focusing on a small section of your paper and trying to make it as good as it can be. And that way, this is going to force you to become a little bit more familiar with grammar rules and how to structure things and how to identify the mistakes that you are making. So that's the thought process behind this assignment. That's what you're doing for week 5. Let me know if you have any questions.